This video is sponsored by Tommy Rain, author of the novel Broken Fingers. It's a mystery thriller story inspired by shows like True Detective and books like Haruki Murakami's 1Q84. You can buy the book from Amazon.com, links in the description box below. All right, we're on episode 6. We're going to jump in. We are ahead on our Patreon. Full-time reactions are available as well. And then the links to the actual reaction will be down in our description box below.
Yes, and don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Well, I mean, I know you had some emotions when it came to the what's Olivia girl.
Who's Olivia?
She the one who tried to commit.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And I love to hear your thoughts on that. I have such mixed thoughts about everything, really, but
Me too.
I would love to hear.
I don't know if I had any thoughts.
Oh, okay.
It's just so, I don't know. I hate seeing scenes like that.
Yeah.
It really, It's so graphic, and it's just, I don't know. I just was like, Elliot's right. Like, you're clearly working for someone that's shady, and it's pretty clear, but the money's good. But then, like, Elliot is no different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Elliot, he crossed that line of hero, or he thought in his story, in his reality, he's a hero.
Or by the end of it, when he can actually take down White Rose, he'll be like, I am this hero. Maybe not even hero. It's just like, but I've done this good deed, even though all this other shit has had to happen to get to this good deed. Yeah,
but it's like, at this point, he crossed the line.
Yeah.
So it's like, like you were saying, ends justify the means. What is it, Machiavelli?
Yeah.
Machiavelli that's not a. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like,
you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's in but it's weird because what's his name or her name, Zhang. It's like we're on the same side.
Oh yeah, that was. No, you're not.
I don't know. I guess they have. I wonder what it is. Like, what is the plan?
Yeah.
What is really the plan? Because clearly they believe that what they're doing is what Elliot wants too, like the end goal. And so Elliot doesn't know what the end goal is for White Rose. And it's hard to now root for Elliot, because up until this point, I was rooting for him because it was like, yeah, you're doing what you need to do. But then when you completely ruin someone else's life like that, you're just the same as the people you're fighting against.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, because Robin Hood never hurt the poor. That he always was, he'd rather be hurt himself and give up himself rather than like hurting, the innocent people. So that's the thing where it's like, she was right that he's living in some sort of, he says that she was living in a delusion, or a denial, but he is also in denial of who he's becoming or who he is now.
I mean, he should just own it, which.
Yeah, if he wants to be the villain or like you just say, I want to do if he just, exactly. He just needs to own, I don't care who comes in my way. I want to, for me, the ends justify the means. So I want to do it this way, but he's still acting like he's.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's weird because, again, the whole scenario is so difficult because it's literally the spectrum of like this scenario, this just cause versus this unjust cause and all this. And it's hard because, Elliot does have good intentions, but he's also like every other person where he's been backed up into this corner. Mm-hmm. And it's like just what happened with Dom. It's like, she was backed into this corner, and she actually made the sacrifice almost, where it's just like, no, I'm not going to kill you. You know, kill me, I will sacrifice myself. So Dom's really turned out to be the Robin Hood here, where it's just like
she's so
to spare. But, you know, but at the same time, Dom's also been, it's just so hard because literally there is no winner and everyone's a loser. Yeah. Everyone's a loser here. And, you know, I'm still rooting for Elliot and you know, Darlene and them to take down White Rose, because it's true, you know, Elliot is an evil, but in reality, White Rose is still in that little group of whatever. There's still the head evil that's creating so much suffering, because they're, again, controlling the world, causing these wars, causing these cyber attacks, all this stuff. So like, I would really love to see them be eliminated, and I don't know how Elliot will. I mean, taking down their money seems to be the best way, and it sucks because you do get these individuals like Olivia, who are, you know, caught in the crossfire. Yeah. And even though they do know what's happening, you know, or they have an idea and they look the other way, it's like, you're still a part of the machine that I don't know about that the big man's using. And it's just, it's all jumbled together. And it's really hard to unravel that and save good people versus the people who maybe deserve it. And it's just, so it's like, it's just a lose-lose situation. Yeah, it is. And it sucks because we want to root for someone, but literally there's no one to root for, because Olivia is an example of what Elliot's shit thinking can.
Yeah, there really isn't a winner.
So, well, White Rose.
I guess so, yeah.
Potentially,
at the end,
you know, at the end of the day.
I'm so curious, because it's like, did White Rose work their way up all this time to get to where they are so that they can create a better life for people?
Yeah, but it's like, for who?
It always happens where people just get this like mentality of like, I my thoughts are better than others, or my plan, yeah. Like, but then it ends up being where people are getting killed and people are being used and people are dying. Yeah. It's like, okay, so your way, maybe on paper it is better than what's happening, but then it's just not, it's really tough. Yeah, I think that's the thing about Mr. Robot, which is good, is that there really isn't it's all black and white. It's not black and white. It's all extremely gray. Breaking Bad, it's gray. Yeah. Better Call Saul, it's gray. Like, you can understand everybody's point. Yes. You can understand Gus. You can understand
White Rose. I can understand White Rose. Olivia. Yeah. I can understand Dom.
Everybody
just not Janice.
No, not Janice. But yeah, you pretty much can see everyone's point of view and like I
have understanding of it.
It's tough. It's just tough. What do you do?
Yeah. I mean, it's sad because it's like a reflection of what the world is, and it's just like, because it's like anyone, you know, I'm sure has talked about, you know, the rich banks that are in charge of running the country and doing this, and it's just like, we need to take them down, but like, how? Like, who would have to be sacrificed for it? You know, how many people would lose their jobs and be put into poverty or whatever? And it's just like, there's so many. It's just, it's just a big old mess, and it's hard to see like a true solution. Yeah, that's like, that benefits everyone.
And that's the thing. I don't know if I don't think it would ever.
Not even possible, which is sad.
It's because of our own selves. Is the thing. It's everyone has an ego. Everyone believes they're the main character in their story. And you are the main character in your own story, because you only have your perspective, but everybody then is the main character. Everyone. That was like the conversation I was having with Linus the other day. It was like, everyone thinks like, okay, so if something bad happens to you, you're like, why me? Yeah. But how did someone died in our family, or this to my friend, or that? Why was this happening to me? And it's like, because everyone's equal. Everyone literally is created equal, and it's. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, should we just make Squid Games happen? Right. Because everyone will be equal. Everyone's the same.
Right. I mean, and it kind of makes you think about that more.
Except all the nasty people that, okay, no spoilers for people.
But it does make you think. It's like, well, if it's already happening anyways in society. Yeah. but at least everyone would be on an equal playing field.
Yeah. No, and that's something
in a dark way.
I would prefer that versus putting people in these lower places or in the higher places. I'd rather us all be on an even playing field.
Yeah.
But that's socialism, and they don't believe in that. So
yeah, right. That's true. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, you guys are
socialist, communist, Nazis." Sorry,
but it's like it's not that. And I think someone was even saying to me the other day was like, "I hate corporations," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure. I don't. It's not about hating the corporation. I was more of like." Why do we have to listen to rules? I guess the way I view the world is just different. I don't see myself as like I need to work my way up to be something.
Right.
I've never thought that way. And as a kid, that was trying.
Well, that's a very capitalist way of thinking. That's what we've been forced to think.
Down. I need to bow down to people who have more money than me or who are celebrities or who are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been brainwashed and conditioned to think that way because I never felt that way. I always felt like, even to my adults, I would be like, I'm not afraid of you. I would, and they did not like, I remember adults didn't like me, but I would just like, who the hell are you? You're just a human. You bleed just like me. So when I'm talking about the corporations, it was just like, when everyone kept going up into it was the episode where Angela was going into the building, and it was when the riots rioters, and I kept saying everyone kept asking about it was like, you're not supposed to be here. When it didn't, people always misunderstand. I don't, because everyone's so stuck in their own thinking, they can't even just open their minds for a second. What I meant was, you're in life or death situation. There is literally no time to ask, you're not supposed to be here. You're literally going to die. Why? And I'm saying because we're conditioned to be put. We are in a place. We have to be in our place. We're in this place. That's the manager. He's higher than me. It's Squid Game. You're a triangle. You're a circle. You're a square. That's really what it is. It's very. It's like, I understand because we've been conditioned to think like we were conditioned to live this way, or else there would be more chaos in the world. Truthfully, there would be I do understand why we are in this place, but I think I see it as, I don't know what the solution is. I just know that
the solution's happening, because if you think about it now, because I'm surprised people are giving you a hard time about that, because
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always just think of the moment. I'm a fond person of Titanic. It's one of my favorite movies. But when Jack and Rose are kicking down the door, and the guy's just like, "Oh, you can't do that. That's stock properties," and the ship is sinking.
Yeah,
it's just like this. Right. People have to feel this like authority.
Right.
But that is something that's just been beat into us, and luckily there has been a big old movement now, especially with jobs, where it's just like they're not letting their managers treat them like shit anymore. They're quitting. They'll be like, literally, we're this. We bleed the same. Right. We are both humans. Just because you get paid more because someone put you in this position does not mean you get to treat me like I am less than a human than you. So like that, it has been a big movement that's been happening, and thank you to COVID for that.
It's true. I mean,
it's woken a lot of people, and that's really important. So if we can get into this mentality, it can start to change how we think of work, and making sure that we are being paid fair wages and getting proper healthcare. I was just on Reddit, and it's just so funny again how people in other countries are just like, you guys have shit healthcare. They give you nothing, and yet you all are fighting for this. Right. Because you're brainwashed. Yeah. And it's just like, finally people are starting to wake up like, because we can't go see a doctor without having to pay $25,000 or something.
It's insane.
It's insane.
Insanity, and the fact that people defend it is even more insanity.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that have not woken up because they have not been affected, and they're happy living in their happy little lives, doing their little taxidermy things.
Well, that's what it is. People are happy where they are. A lot of people are like, well, it's not happening to me.
Right. So it doesn't matter.
But eventually it will happen to you. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the people in power and the people like the deists, whatever, it's never enough. Yeah. If you have everything in the world, that's why there was the Epstein Island. Because they have so much. When you have so much money corrupts you, and you want to live in a world that's not even real. And of course it's going to come out, and of course
I mean, it's
there's
like,
more of
it's
that
like
probably
Tesla.
happening.
It's like him. It's like what he was. Bernie had tweeted something about, you know, having the rich pay taxes, and he's just like, well, you're just an old man.
Yeah, he's like, I forget you're still alive.
But it's just like, bro, you're not paying your taxes.
You're so rich, and
you're not paying your, and you went up in space.
I pay more taxes than
we pay more taxes
than Elon fucking Musk.
Yeah, we do.
That's
yeah.
I think he paid only like 8,000.
Oh my God.
Or something like that. And that's out of control.
Yeah. And it's just like, but yeah, we have common folk defending that because that's what we've been brainwashed
they want to get to his level. That's what I've noticed. They're like, but because if they wake up to the truth and they're like, oh, like that's not really possible.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Well, they're just,
if it was possible for everyone,
I'd be there.
We would all be fucking rich.
We'd all be
it doesn't happen.
But again, it's just like, even when
like,
YouTube,
I mean, rich, I'm crazy
YouTube
rich.
and Patreon became a thing and people found out you could make money not doing the 9-to-5 job. I just remember so many of my conservative friends, and this isn't a dig at conservatives, but I've had more conservatives get at me about the kind of job I have. And they're like, what? That's not a real job. What are you doing with your career? And I'm just like, I'm making as much money as you, and
if not more.
And I'm happy. I'm able to see my daughter a lot more than you're able to see your kids, and I'm able to create my family.
Lucky. This is so lucky.
But everyone thinks, no, you have to break your back and work 40 hours plus.
Yeah.
Just
to get some sort of like a pat on the back.
Yeah.
And I saw this Reddit post recently with someone probably in their 50s or so 60s. They were saying that they worked so hard. He bent over backwards. He, was in the corporate place for 40 years or something. And he was like, I want people to not do what I did. He's like, I wasted so much time. I my life is, you get to a place where you're like, what did I do?
I know.
For what? For what? Now I'm sick. Now I'm broken.
But that's what we did in the 50s, so we have to do that in 2021.
Exactly. People can't understand.
Like,
and
to
again,
evolve.
like I didn't know what this was gonna be where when we started it. But the truth is that we can do things
do
we
more
love.
than what they are telling us we can do.
Yes, that's exactly it. But people are scared, and it's scary because you don't know what you're gonna. You don't know. Maybe it won't work out. Maybe it will fail. But I think there should be things in place for people to have support.
Yeah.
I mean, all the money
education system.
Yeah, all the money is going to the military and all of that because and we're not going to go into all of that. But
I understand,
we have a lot of money. We do, and it can be. Put into support to support the people that live here, who we all pay taxes, most of us, and we for what we pay taxes to get hurt by the cops.
We pay taxes to not be able to go to the doctor. We pay taxes for piss poor education. Yeah. We pay taxes for police brutality.
Right.
And military storming us because we have the right to protest. But it's cool.
It doesn't make any sense. And I'm so happy. And it's mostly the young people, because it's always the young people who wake up sooner because they're on the jump. They're like, what the hell?
And that happens with every generation. Yeah. It really does. But
and
hopefully the trend will pick up more, and once we do get more power in voting and all the old fucks die off. Yeah. It might take another 30 years.
Takes 2 seconds. But that's the thing. It's just like it's a simple conversation. I wish more people we're not so offended easily, because if we could just sit down and talk to your conservative brother, your this libertarian sister, we all probably have the same thoughts. To be quite honest, we all want to live and be comfortable and be happy and see our kids and be with our families and friends and not have to suffer. It's really simple, but it's just, is that going to happen? Probably
it will
not.
Just take a very long time, and there has to be a big shift in our political system. But again, that y'all need to go vote.
Yeah, and the voting is
and
important.
Understand
and in our like local and I
Start
will
local.
I will do that because I'm on it. I'll be honest. I wasn't doing that because for a long time I was brainwashed into thinking that my vote doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, that's how they get us.
Yeah.
They tell us that, it really doesn't. And then, or they just take votes away from specific groups. Anyway, that's for another day.
It's, all the information is out there.
Yeah.
It's not like we're living in a time where we can Google anything. We can go to any library. We have books and information.
They're trying to take away our history books.
Oh no, they are. Oh no, there are. They're trying to take away a lot of books. Yeah. They were trying to take away the Lord of the Rings and all this stuff in schools. Over my dead body. Like a lot of these really beautiful
I think they took
books.
out To Kill a Mockingbird again.
They want to take out all these books because of words, because they're using words.
Well,
and it's like
that
racial
theory thing too. Like
yes.
But
anyways. Mr. Robot. It's
Mr. Robot.
The show is not made to just eat popcorn and sit here.
Cheer for Janice. No,
it is here to make us think. Like clearly there is.
Breaking Bad's another thing. It's just the story of oh my god,
Gus.
No, not Gus. The main character,
Walter White.
Jesus, Lord Almighty, Christ! But here, this is not a black and white situation.
No, it's not.
This is a man who had cancer, got screwed by the system, had no way to pay it off except doing this, and then it spirals into what it is. But it's just another thing. It's just
it is. It's so interesting. These shows, they're great. They're great.
Soon they'll be canceled, though.
They will.
The government says no, don't think about that.
For sure. Oh, absolutely. Anyways, everyone, that's it.
We love you.
That's all. It's just thoughts. It's just a conversation. We, it's just talking, and that's okay. We get to do that. For now.
And I think honestly, we're great examples of not always even having the same perspective about things, but just being able to talk about it. I just wish more people could just talk, even if you don't agree. Yeah, I'll listen to you. You listen to me.
Yeah,
and we just
it's true.
Open each other
it's so
up
hard to do that, but it's important to really just try. But it's God, we're in such a weird time frame. But this is a great episode.
Very, very intense, very sad, but okay,
we'll see what happens next week.
Ay, Dios mío.
Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.